This is the town of Sonoma, the birthplace of California as we know it today. It is home to the largest central plaza in the state, and it offers a rich history, food, wine, and an outdoorsy lifestyle that is the envy of people all over the world. So come along with me and see where California and Sonoma's wine culture had its start. So everything starts here in Sonoma Plaza. This is where California's history began. In fact, just over my shoulder is Mission San Francisco Solano. It was the 21st mission built, the last built in California, and the only mission that was built after Mexico declared its independence from Spain. It was founded on July 4th, 1823. And then just 23 years later, a group of American settlers came to Sonoma Plaza and declared California's independence from Mexico. That event was called the Bear Flag Revolt. And in fact, this monument right over my shoulder is a commemoration of that event. They raised the bear flag, and that flag today is still California's state flag. Those settlers surrounded General Mariano Vallejo's home, which is actually just over here to my left, and he was actually in favor of American control. And so instead of fighting the settlers, he invited them in for breakfast and wine, and California's independence began. Just 25 days later, the U.S. Army took over Sonoma and the plaza, and California was on its way to statehood. And just like in the days of the mission, the plaza is a center of life here in Sonoma. In fact, there are things to do and events to attend in this plaza all year round, especially during the summer months. For instance, on Tuesday night, there's a Tuesday night market, which is basically a farmer's market. Plenty of people attend, and it's a weekly event that brings out the town to shop and to socialize and spend the evening enjoying one another's company. And there's a Sunday concert series that happens in the Grinstead Amphitheater, which is just over my right shoulder here. It's a great series of events featuring music like jazz and blues, rock and roll and classical. People come out, they bring a blanket, a picnic, they enjoy the music and just socialize. Also in early August, Sonoma hosts its annual City Party, which is a gathering here in the plaza, and people come out and enjoy music and food vendors, and it's a lot of fun for people of all ages. And there's a 4th of July parade, and the route goes right around the plaza. And not just in the summer months, but all year long, Sonoma hosts plenty of events, including a tree lighting ceremony in December. There's basically a reason to be on Sonoma Plaza every week of the year. Surrounding this plaza are many historical buildings and old adobes that date back to the mid-1800s. And they house all sorts of shopping and dining options, including really beautiful restaurants, cafes, bars, wine bars, clothing boutiques, bookstores, kitchenware shops, you name it. Sonoma Plaza has anything that you need for your daily life. And if you want that wine country energy without having to get in the car and drive around to the wineries throughout this region, you can just take a walk because there are almost 20 tasting rooms within a quick flat walk from this plaza. My favorite place to have a glass of wine in Sonoma is Parkside Wine Bar, which fronts the plaza on the south side, and they feature a really beautiful jazz program, which is close to my heart, and you can see artists perform there several nights of the week. So once you leave the plaza in Sonoma and you start visiting some of the wineries in the surrounding area, you enter what's called the Sonoma Valley AVA, or American Viticultural Area, and that's a designated area for that growing region and the type of wines that it can produce. There are so many beautiful wineries in the Sonoma Valley that you can visit, and so many of them have beautiful grounds as well. They have bocce ball courts, they have picnic areas, they have beautiful tasting rooms and grounds to walk, vineyard tours. There's a lot to do in wine country in terms of wine tasting and the appreciation for wine, but also just all the social aspect around it. Just south of the town of Sonoma is an area designated as Carneros, and the Carneros region is famed for its Pinot Noirs and its Chardonnays. This is a cooler, foggier region, and if you look at it on the map, you'll see that geographically it's actually pretty close to San Francisco Bay. And so it does get some of that moisture from the ocean air that's coming off the bay. That affects the varietals of grapes that they can grow, and therefore the types of wines that they can make. And of course, Sonoma loves its wine culture. But if that's not important to you, but you do love your outdoorsy lifestyle, then you're gonna love the trail system in Sonoma. You can catch the Sonoma Overlook Trail just a few blocks from the plaza in the center of town, and you can climb about 400 feet to the Overlook, where you can see panoramic views of the Sonoma Valley, and even on a clear day you can see the San Francisco Bay. In addition, there's Bartholomew Park, which is on the east side of Sonoma, and it's 375 acres of parkland. Its trails wind around through oaks and vineyards, and there's about 3 miles worth of trails that are free to hike. It's a really beautiful spot in Sonoma, and it's actually known as the first area that planted grapes in this this region. It was the beginning of California's commercial wine production here, and it started in 1850. Today, Bartholomew Park offers vineyard views and hiking in one beautiful location. Okay, so this is the part that I get paid for, which is what does it cost to live in Sonoma? And I can give you some rough numbers and give you an idea of the range of values that happen here because it's pretty wide. I ran numbers for the last 3 months in this area. It includes the town of Sonoma and the immediate surrounding areas, including Boys Hot Springs and Fetters Hot Springs to the north. Including all of that area over the last 3 months, the median price was just over $1.1 million, which I think seems kind of affordable compared to some of the other areas in Sonoma County, but it's deceiving because there's a huge range of values in Sonoma. In fact, the average price of those same sales was over $1.8 million. And so while half the homes that sold during that period sold under $1.1 million, the average was very high, which means the prices get extremely high. The lowest price home that sold during that period sold for just $460,000. It was in Boys Hot Springs. It was 960 square feet, and it was just a 1-bedroom, 1-bath fixer cabin on 1/4 of an acre. At the high end, a $13 million home sold on the east side of Sonoma, just off Level Valley Road. And this was almost 7,400 square feet. It was 5 bedrooms. It was a sprawling estate on a beautiful landscaped flat lot with a sexy pool and spa, an outbuilding, and entertaining spaces all around the property. The lot itself was about 2.2 acres, and it looked like it was right out of a magazine. Every finish, every choice made was very high-end, and it was basically new construction, built in 2025. So you can see there's a big range of housing options in what's called Sonoma. And depending on where you are and how big of a house and how many amenities you want, the price can range wildly. In another video coming soon, I'm going to get into details on areas of Sonoma and what your money will buy in each location and the housing stock that tends to be available in each location as well. So keep an eye out for that video. But of course, if you're interested in Sonoma and you're considering a move here and you need more information or you just want to have a conversation about your goals, I would love to be your guide. I'm Stephanie Johnson. I'm your Real Wise agent here in Sonoma County. Follow our channel. If you're in education mode, make sure you follow us. It's totally free. Click the bell so you're notified every time we drop a video. We will be adding content every week about life and real estate here in Sonoma County. If I haven't covered your location yet, stay tuned. It's probably coming. I really hope you enjoyed my tour of Sonoma, and I hope that it gave you some more information about your search here and whether this is a town you'd like to investigate further. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.